off and then...
So let me tell you about the neighbor. So we started this conversation, last year?
I think so.
Like last summer. So he had that girlfriend. She came for the first time. I met her in the cul-de-sac. And she was like, oh, hey, so-and-so. I'm from, where he's from. And she's been, the last time she was at this house was April.
Okay.
Maybe May. Not that long ago.
Okay.
But in that time frame, I told you about all the other cars that would show up in the middle of the night when it was just him there. And I was like, oh, this poor girl. But I never bumped into her again to be like, hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. And so I was like, wow, what a piece of shit. He came, and she came in sometime this spring. So I told you a few weeks ago, a girl moved in to their house.
Right.
He helped her move in, the whole thing. So we bought that desk for the boy for homeschool. And it was heavy as shit. I mean, it is like a solid arts and crafts style, full wood, Ooh, nice. Nothing dismantles from it. It's very heavy. And so we went and picked it up. It took 3 of us to get into the truck. And I looked at Samuel and I was like, I can't get this out of the truck. I can't. My neck is now hurting. I can't do it. And so he's like, that's fine. I'll go knock. That's the guy who comes out and helps him. And I was like, oh, which one helped you? He tells me. And he was leaning against the counter in the kitchen while I was getting dinner ready. And he goes, yeah, actually. So we were just chatting and stuff. And he was asking me some questions. And I was like, oh yeah, what's your plan? And he was like, well, I'm really, me and the girl are really trying to settle down, start a family. And I turned around and I said, you're fucking with me. He did not say that.
Stop. Oh,
this
so
man,
the drama's over.
This man literally cheated on his last girlfriend because this is a different girl.
Yeah.
His last girlfriend was almost as tall as him, and he's a solid 6'3", almost 6'4", probably,
oh
if not taller. I've never actually I haven't met him, so I've never seen him except for across the cul-de-sac.
Right.
And this girl barely comes up to here on him. It's a different girl. And this is a car that never showed up in the middle of the night. It was a bunch of other different cars. I never saw this car. And I was like, you can't be serious. You're messing with me. I still right now think that he made it up and is just let it ride.
That's insane.
The audacity of men.
Also, and fast.
Right? I could not wait to tell you. I have been holding it on the inside, and every single time I see one of them go in or out of the house, I'm like, no friggin' way, for the last week and a half.
Oh my God. The audacity.
I thought you would love that.
The audacity.
Oh my gosh. Being in your 30s, creeping on your neighbors, watching them cheat on their girlfriends, and then decide that they want to have a family with the next one, What is life?
We're together.
I'm Erin.
I'm Steph.
Welcome to our 30s. One day.
One day we'll nail the intro.
One day we'll get it.
Today, but
why won't that come together? Okay, there we go. Don't move. I'm going to cut that part out.
Okay.
Do you want to redo the intro?
Sure.
I feel awkward looking at you right here.
We can just stare at the camera. I don't know. Is that worse?
If I look at you in the camera, is that better?
I think this is why when people do podcasts, they have 2 cameras set up.
And they sit across from each other and look at each other?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this would even just be better if maybe we pushed it back, though, and then had a little bit more space between us.
We could probably do that.
You want to try it? I'm leaving this in, just so we're clear. Hold the waters. Ooh. We're going to take the flannel out of the shot. No, it's good. I moved. Okay. I feel like that's better.
Is that better?
I feel like it's better for me.
It's less awkward.
It is less awkward. I feel like you also are just sitting very awkwardly on your chair, like a precious little, decorum is there the whole way. Okay, so anything else 30s related? You have great insurance.
I have really good insurance now.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
absolutely.
my blood work's not going to bankrupt me. It's amazing. I love it. I just found out I have a $30 copay for therapy. I don't have to pay $150 a session. I can finally go back to therapy. It's amazing.
I feel
so excited.
It's one of those things that you eventually have to have good experience to be in a good company that's actually going to take care of employees here in America. You cannot walk into good jobs when you're young that it's like, oh yeah, my copay's great. Like it's nothing.
Our copay when we were still in Raleigh was amazing. Like we never paid for blood work. All the medical stuff I went through after my car accident, like basically completely covered. It was really nice. It was definitely better than our current insurance, but after our last insurance where my blood work for just like a physical was $175. So much better now. Very excited.
So insane.
Very excited.
Yeah, having good insurance is like where it's at. Our copay's higher, but it's like every appointment, no matter what the appointment is, I'm not going to pay more than $39. That is the maximum. And getting what you need from doctors, I feel like that wasn't something that happened in my 20s at all.
No, I was 30 when I had my hysterectomy, so same.
Yeah. Gone are those ovary days.
Well, I still have those.
Sorry. Your baby maker days.
I just don't have a uterus anymore. That's the thing that's gone.
You don't have an oven anymore.
Ew.
So we're in Colorado. We're in Denver. We went to Benson Boone last night. Oh, that was
So
the other
good.
episode we were going to do was a Denver recap. Do we just want to talk about it in this episode instead?
I thought we were going to do that on Monday.
We are going to do that on Monday.
Been here.
It's true. First and foremost, Benson Boone was fabulous.
So
However,
good.
If anybody in this world needs a tumbling coach, it is also Benson Boone. That's my review of the show.
Also, a note for the 30-year-old girlies. We learned last night he's 24. So
he is 24.
A little younger than I thought he was. And also his audience is a little younger than I thought he was.
And he is fully aware that they are.
A lot of children at this show last night. Little adorable like 4-year-old in front of us in a sparkling tutu.
I genuinely think that we were bringing up the demographic age.
Without being the parents there. Yes.
Without being a parent there, we were bringing up the age still.
Although there was a really cute couple in front of us, and they were definitely there for the guy. Like he was jamming the whole time. It was amazing.
The entire time, and she sat very still.
Very still.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
The people behind us thought we were hilarious, though. Like you and I were talking beforehand. Did you hear them laughing?
No.
Like every single time when they cut Man-Child and swapped to the other song, and I went, "Why would you turn that off for this?" They both lost it.
I did not hear that.
During the set change, it was hysterical.
Oh my gosh.
I got my first hot dog of the weekend. We'll update on Monday how many more I get.
I did not get a stadium hot dog last night.
Fabulous. And now I have extra mustard packets for everywhere I go.
I'm so happy for you.
Just in case. I have a feeling those are going to flag when I try to go back through TSA because I'm going to forget they're in there and they're going to be like, what the fuck?
This is a liquid.
I am a quick change artist. I should have been in theater. I managed to land from the plane and get out of the airport probably in the same amount of time it would have taken me to just get out of the airport.
It was very fast.
It was so fast.
Very fast. Although the Denver airport's confusing, so you were on the wrong level.
No. I said, do you want me at baggage claim?
There are 2 baggage claims.
There's no baggage claim on that bottom one.
Yeah, there is.
There's no baggage claim on that bottom one.
Yeah.
Every time I go down there, I go down. I've been out multiple escalators at this point. I go down the escalator and it's a like very small, like at the size of your living room, lobby room. And then the doors to exit.
Did they change it? There used to be a baggage claim on that level.
There's not even a door to go into somewhere else. There's an elevator at the bottom of the escalator. And then all the other baggage was up a level. So I don't know, maybe. But that's what happened last time too. That's why I asked. I was like, do you want me to
I meant to tell you not to go to the Uber area because that's where people always go.
Well, it wasn't. So the Uber was there's like 4 lanes at the Denver airport.
Well, and there's 2 levels that are arrivals. The top one is like the rideshare one. And the bottom one is where you like passenger pickup.
So I did see once I made it down to, or I was like getting onto the escalator, there's the sign that says passenger pickup and there's an arrow pointing down and an arrow pointing out now. And so I was like, in my heart of hearts, I was like, I know I'm going to the wrong spot. The moment that I saw your little bubble on the map pull into the area and I didn't see you, I was like, I am not where I am supposed to be.
Every time we pick somebody up from the airport, it's a disaster.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've been here enough now. I feel like the next time I'll make it to the bottom. I do love the Denver airport though. I've
It's
had no
fine.
qualms with it. Detroit, not my jam. Charlotte sucks.
Charlotte does suck.
Charlotte's
Charlotte's a
the
terrible
worst.
airport.
That's where the layover is for that flight to come here in October. I was like, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, today we are doing Frost and Starlight and Silver Flames. Did we have a second note for Frost and Starlight? This is
Nope.
my independent note. Did you have a note?
Nope. Nor did I contribute to that one. I am here on vibes.
That's okay. I started this note on this reread. However, I love Frost and Starlight. I could reread this book independently of reading the series because it's so much of the relationships and how they treat each other and talk about each other and how they help each other interact with each other too.
You just said each other so many times.
What do you want me to say?
I don't know, but you said it so many times.
But that's what it is, and I love it. And it's all of the relationships. However, my unfiltered, what page did I make it to? I don't even know where my book is. I was probably 75% of the way through when I put it down yesterday,
Okay.
I think.
I listened on audio this time.
I also listened on audio like 2 months ago, I think,
I did it a couple weeks ago.
during my reread.
However, my least favorite book in the series. I don't hate it, but my least favorite book in the series. I would not reread it independently. I barely re-listened to it on this one.
Oh my gosh. And that's really hard because whenever you listen to something you don't like, you zone so hard.
I actually do a really good job of paying attention to audiobooks.
I don't. That's why choosing Chronicles was really hard for me.
Oh,
Are we ready for my notes?
so ready.
Nuala and I say Caradwyn.
I think I do too.
Okay. Nuala and Caradwyn are wraiths, which are highly mistrusted in the ACOTAR world. The same type of fae as Hunt's previous co-worker that was trapped in that glass box and sent to the bottom of the ocean in Crescent City. Nuala and Caradwyn are also spies for Azrael, and it is noted multiple times about, I think it's Caradwyn's absence in the beginning of this book. It's just so interesting how all of that overlap occurs. I don't know why that matters to me. Caradwyn is always the one who's missing, though. Nuala is, like, whenever I was looking, Nuala is the one that's always hanging out with Elaine. And whenever it's, like, talking about, like, Elaine's in the kitchen with Nuala, Caradwyn is always the one that's kind of, like, not there.
Interesting.
Which I'm really interested because, like, the water wraiths
Are terrifying.
Well, I want to know the difference because the wraith in Crescent City was like a misting form that took over bodies. Remember? She's not.
So barely.
She's not.
I so barely remember her.
That wasn't like her body, but she had been in it for like 100 years. And so when she was put in that glass box and sent to the bottom of the ocean, she wasn't sent in her body.
Right. She was just like the form.
And then actually there's another part where the woman who owns the jewelry store in this book that Rhysand buys all of his jewelry for, like Amryn and Feyre.
Right.
She is a wraith-like species. It's from somewhere up in the mountains where they get all the stones from. And she's described as kind of being like that like misty black. She doesn't have hard lines to her body and things like that. And I just like, I find it so interesting because when I read these books the first time, I remember none of it. But also the woman, Racina, who owns the art shop that eventually they start doing the painting classes together.
Right.
She's green.
Yeah. I mean, I remember them
Blue and
discussing like all of the different fae that are in Valaris.
I think I overlapped it the first time so hard. So hard. But it's like Crescent City. I mean, it's got all of those different people.
Right.
And you don't really hear, except for in like the Court of Nightmares, you hear about like the Ilk. Also going back to, hello, baby, don't jump on me. Also going back to like Throne of Glass, like that's what they call all of those characters that are like Valg based.
Right.
Which is crazy to me. But you don't really, I feel like I haven't, throughout these books, I don't remember a lot of that except for in the Spring Court and the Court of Nightmares. Like you don't hear about it in many of the other courts. when they go to
We also
Adriata.
like only see the other courts in the like
Perspective.
houses. Well, like they go.
Oh, like their palace.
They're like in the palaces. They're not in the town.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Very true.
Valaris and the Spring Court are the only places they go out.
That's very true. I'll be very interested to see how that keeps developing.
Yeah.
I do love the Varian interplay in this one. Page 21, my throat tightened, woven together. Rhysand thinks that while talking to Cassian about being happy with Feyre. Oh, that's a quote. Page 21. So I put ... in between, start reading at my throat tightened, and then stop reading at woven together. It's like halfway down.
My throat tightened and I gripped him hard around his wings, the scales of his leathers digging into my fingers. What about you? I asked, pulling away after a moment. Are you happy? Shadows darkened his hazel eyes. I'm getting there. A half-hearted answer. I'd have to work on that too. Perhaps there were threads to be pulled, woven together.
Threads to be pulled, woven together. Rhysand is saying that.
I was gonna say, that's Rhysand's chapter, right?
He's saying that about Cassian, though. Isn't that weird? When he can do all the weird mindfucky shit. Cassian's like, I'm getting there, and Rhysand is like, maybe I can pull the threads, because that's what they talk about when going into other people's bonds, other people's minds. They look for threads to pull to change things.
Did Cassian already know that he and Nesta were mates, and Nesta just didn't? So Rhys was like, pluck.
I don't know, but I read that and I was like, is he messing with Cassian's head? Like, how do we not know, like, how many things he could have done to just all the people around him? Yeah. We're just trusting that he has the morals to not do it.
God, I hope so. If he's evil, I'm going to be so sad.
I'm so, like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of gray area that Rhysand's character can take in so many different directions.
Yeah.
But I love the, like, he's potentially a vowed king or, like, one of the princes of hell, or, like, he's somehow in relation to those powers because of the strength of his own power.
Right.
And how many different powers he actually has. Because he technically can shapeshift. He has the Illyrian wings. He can fly. He can do all of the Daemati stuff. He can do, like, just raw basic magic.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, that was number 2. They didn't realize far worse things proud. Do they think these things are the spiders? Oh, this is talking about up in the Illyrian mountains. They've not made do we think they're talking about the spiders? They've not made an appearance in this book. And Ramiel, I never say that right.
Say Ramiel.
Ramiel feels a lot like the area that Sartak and Nezran outran the spiders.
Oh.
All those mountains up there.
Yeah.
It feels a lot like that area. And we've already talked about
But that was in the southern continent, wasn't it? It wasn't cold.
I think the area that the spiders were, because it was supposed to be like really far south. I think it was cold.
Was it?
I don't think it was like frigid, because like that was the middle of winter kind of situation. But like they also don't talk about it being like balls cold when in this book they all get dropped there. Remember?
No.
Cool. But I wonder if the spiders are going to make some type of appearance in ACOTAR, because the spiders were living at that portal.
Yeah.
And knew how to use it. And that it would randomly open too.
These things are so creepy.
I know. Oh, and there is something actually in one of these 2 books that's referenced, some material that sounds a lot like the spider silk. From Throne of Glass. My favorite part about the SJM universe is the contraceptives are heavily the man's responsibility. It's always them taking the brew or tonic or whatnot, and I love it.
As it should be.
I think I thought this. So this was I wrote this yesterday, so I just passed this point. And it's when Rhysand and Mor are walking the riverbank where all of the houses of their like previous nobles were destroyed. And I think it's the area where the house is actually going to end up at.
Okay.
But that's where their like friends lived growing up, because they obviously grew up as courtiers. And so they're like in Mor's thoughts for one of these. I think Moore's power of truth is her owning her own truth. The truth about herself that so many women in the courts let fall to the wayside because they have to, because of what their duties are, was something that she would not compromise. And that truth ultimately altered the course of her life enough for her to offer many other things to others. That's my thoughts on where this is going. Page 64, it says, Moore, that chapter is in Moore's perspective. And she says, truth is your gift. Truth is your curse. And think about it. She didn't want to marry Eris because we know from previous books that Moore is lesbian.
Right.
Or she's bisexual, I think.
Yeah.
But that she prefers women.
Yes.
And that was one of the biggest pushes because it wasn't who she was marrying Eris. And so she walked away from that, did what she did so that it couldn't go through. And that has presented her with the opportunity to be a part of this court the way that it has, but it has also done so much other damage to her life. And so I thought that was really interesting. Because
to be honest, I don't agree with that one.
She kind of harps on truth being like her power right there.
I just think if that was it, people wouldn't have like known her from the war, knowing about her gift. Like, but I think it has to impact larger scale things.
Just went through that part too. Rhysand, when he invited her onto the court, made sure the first training she got was Illyrian training from Cassian and Azriel. Then Rhysand sent her all over their world to train with other people the exact same way Selena did as an assassin under Arobin. That's why she has the fighting abilities she has during war. He actually says that.
But I think that she's also known for her power of truth from the war. Like, I think there's something else she did that we're going to learn about that like impacted the greater scene of that. I don't think it's just her fighting skills that people know her from.
Maybe. He does also reference that she had done a lot of negotiations during that war, though, because that's what they're talking about on the riverbank, is that he wants her to be his liaison between all of the other places in the world that he needs allies.
I still don't think I agree with that theory.
Fine. This one's from when Cassian goes into the shop in Illyria. What's her name? Not Gwen. What's the other girl?
Oh my God, it was there until you said it.
Aha! Anyway, the Illyrian girl.
Oh, we love her.
We love her so much. So he is like Emery. So he's like meeting Emery for the first time. And every single thing that Emery does, he's comparing back to Nesta in the most like loving, like he's so into it kind of way. And all I put is Cassian's a yearner.
I'm so glad you knew the context of that note because I was like, I don't know.
Oh, did you look at these?
Well, I have them pulled up right now.
Oh, okay. Thera's every girl with a toxic breakup. Oh, this is when Rhysand goes back to the spring court and has that conversation with Tamlin about being like, enforce your borders. If you can't, let me know. I'll send you soldiers. And talking about when Rhysand asked Thera if she wanted to go. And she was like, absolutely not. I wish him well, but I never want to see him again in my fucking life. And as being somebody who is in an abusive and toxic relationship, whatever, dude. Do your own life. I hope it all works out for you. But if I ever run across you on a street again, I will literally just turn around and walk away. I will change where I am heading. I will be so done. It's what was it? Wishing you all the well, honest peace and happiness, but stay the hell away from me, man. Oh my gosh, I love it. That was Frost and Starlight. I love Frost and Starlight. I will probably still finish the book despite the fact that we are recording this right now because I love it so much. I love the way they interact. I'm at the point right now where they all just gathered the night before solstice, like solstice eve. They're all sitting in the living room. Rhysand is staring at Thera's butt in the dress that she decided to wear. Varian's sitting on the back of like Amren's chair, and Amren is just like heckling people. Cassian's over there like giving it right back. Moore is just like serving wine as like people show up. Like Elaine walks in and she's like, wine? And Elaine's like, no. And Moore's like, are you sure? And like, I just love the whole, because it's so cozy for me. I think for me, though, my happiest childhood memories are like those types of situations with my cousins.
Okay.
And so I think this book hits for me so hard because like my family's huge. I'm the youngest of 15 cousins. And Christmas, everyone came. Everyone was there. It was like probably almost like 35-ish people with the adults and my grandparents' friends and like my grandparents and everybody who showed up. And it would just be us 15 cousins and whoever's like girlfriends or spouses at the time were like part of the family, just like Jay chilling and hanging out and doing this exact thing and like decorating the house and it looking like shit and like somebody coming in behind us and just like fixing it because like this reminds me so much of that. I think it's why this is my favorite book.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I never had a childhood experience like that.
You have like 2 cousins, don't you?
Yes. And we saw them like 5 times in 10 years, maybe.
Oh my God, that's crazy. That's nuts.
I mean, I liked that scene. Like, it was cute and cozy, but
I love it.
not...
Cassian showing up with just like the pine needles and then just dropping them on the floor and being like, this is how we decorate. And Farrah being like, fuck off, dude. No, it's not.
I thought that scene was funny. It's fine.
I also
it's
get
my least favorite book in the entire Mossverse so far.
I also get drunk every year when I Christmas decorate now.
Oh
and so it's the vibe. It's so fun.
That's hilarious.
And it probably looks very similar too, because it's the boy and I decorating for Christmas. And we're like, this is fine. It's all fine. Oh my gosh, I love it. 5 stars out of 5 stars on Goodreads for me.
I think I also still rated it 5 stars because it's still an SJM book. And so it's well written and good, but it is my least favorite of the entire universe.
Oh, we have so many more for Silver Flames.
Yeah, because I actually took notes on this one.
Honestly, I think the first book is my least favorite because of the anxiety it gives me, despite the fact that I know what happens. Every single time that Tamlin pops up and fucks something up, I'm like, I feel it in my gut, and I'm like, I hate you.
I think that the first book is just hard to read, specifically because of the poem. The fact that the whole last like third of the book could have been solved with the easy answer to the poem. We talked about this.
The riddle, yes.
Episode. Yeah, the riddle. And then at the very like clutch last moment, she's like, "Oh wait, I know the answer now."
Oh my gosh.
I think the story gets a lot more compelling after that.
We saw that theory. I think did you send that to me? Did I send it to you? I can't even remember. The one about Miss Autumn Court. She like came and helped Farrah when she was there. We don't know a lot about her, but her fire magic is stronger than Baron, Mr. Autumn Court. And that's why like her sons had such strong fire magic. And we know that Helion also has like the strongest. Oh, I didn't send this. Did I? One of us sent this back and forth.
I don't know. I don't remember.
There's this whole big theory about. So at one point, someone says something, Austeris, which is apparently something in Greek mythology, someone in Greek mythology who avenges his father by killing the new heiress, and the mother and their new lover. And so there's this theory that one of the other brothers, because we don't know their names, is Austeris, that's their name, and that some type of coup is about to happen in ACOTAR 6 or 7, and that one of the brothers is going to go after Eris and Mama Autumn Court and Helion.
And that's going to be how Lucian ends up taking over.
And then this other terrible guy gets put on Autumn Court throne. Mm-hmm. I read that like yesterday.
These theories have gotten too wild.
Well, so the name Austeris is mentioned so briefly, apparently.
I don't remember that.
By Amryn. And then it's immediately moved past. Like the whole subject changes in whatever the conversation or whatever is happening. And I was like, I dig the theory, but I'm also like, there are so many theories right now that I want to know what happens.
I am ready for the 6th book to come
I
out.
just want to
Like, I've seen so many theories about what it's even about. And I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like, is it Elaine? Is it more?
I think it's going to be a novella.
I mean, it's like, I think on Barnes & Noble it shows up as like 300 pages.
Because wasn't it supposed to be like 900?
Yeah.
And so
I think
something's going to
7
happen.
is like 600 or 700 pages.
Yeah.
But
And
I
then
think
there's
6
one more.
is like 300.
Wow, interesting. I'm going to burn that book in a day. I'll take bets. I think it's going to take me 36 hours to finish that book.
I will be, I think, on a train from one city in Italy to another that day.
I'm going to finish it right there.
So
on your couch. I'm going to be sending blind reactions to you with absolutely no context the whole time. I'm going to do it through emojis. That's going to be my plan.
great.
Okay. I love it. 5 out of 5. Stephanie hates it. Still 5 out of 5. So that should tell you a
moved
lot.
on to Silver Flames.
No, we're still,
We're still on Frost's Foot.
Now we've moved on.
Okay.
Okay. Did I start this? How many of
Yes.
these are? Okay. So first note.
I think you made 2 notes.
Second favorite book of the whole series, though. This would definitely, I think originally this was my favorite, but then on my listen of Frost and Starlight, this one took first place for me, and rereading it again, it held firm.
My first time reading this was my least favorite book. I hated it. I think on the second or on the re-listen, since I didn't read it, it's now my second favorite.
Still hated it though.
I hated the audiobook narrator of this book.
Okay, so you listened to the non-graphic audio.
Yes.
I listened to the graphic audio,
I
which we expected to be really bad.
can I find
Not bad. We expected it to be
too graphic.
too graphic, and it wasn't.
Can I find, do we think as we're sitting here I can find the voice memo I sent you of her just saying rage? Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I think it was a video. I don't even think it was a voice memo.
Oh my
I
god,
can
that
find
was.
it.
Oh yeah, it was. Wait, go up to the top. Find it in the photos. You should be able to find it there. Oh my god, I totally forgot about that. I only added 2 of these.
I think so. I think after the second one, they're all mine.
So
oh, wait, I think this is it. Hold on. Let me volume all the way up for the listeners.
might have to get closer.
This is the audiobook that I was dealing with.
Beyond rage.
Like,
I clicked it and I was like, what is this?
that is the energy that she brought for this entire book. And every time Nesta had big feelings, that was the voice. Whether those feelings were rage or arousal, always that voice.
Ew.
It was awful.
I love that big feelings.
Big feelings.
That cracked me up. Can you go away, please? You're so cute, though. You're so cute. Gosh, not a thought behind those eyes, huh, honey?
Not one.
Same.
Kate, Luca, go to your spot.
Don't look at me. Oh, his little nose just popped up right here. I'm gonna leave that. I will say the first time that I read this book, I was like, okay, here's the smut. Because there's some in the rest of it.
Right.
But everybody makes fun of these books because they're quote unquote smut. It's not a plot. Nesta's character arc in this
It's really
book
good.
is the reason that I loved it so much. Because this book is the life went to shit. Life went to shit once. Life went to shit again because you always get kicked when you're down. And you don't want to pull yourself out of that a lot of the time. And that's exactly where Nesta was. And this entire book is Nesta being like, this fucking sucks. I hate this. I don't want to be here. But she keeps going. And that is so on par for coming out of traumatic events. It's so real, where there's so many pieces of relationships in this book where you're like, it's explained by magic.
Right.
Like the mating bonds.
Right.
All of those different things. And this is just true, hard, personal work on yourself. And being people who have been through that, both of us have.
Yeah.
For different things our whole lives. It feels so good to be able to see it written down and be like, holy shit, I did that too.
Which I will say is what I hated about this book the first time I read it. She was insufferable, and I was like, we're
like yin and yang.
The worst human being. I
know
more.
You hated her You complained to her about me so much, and I was like, "You're crazy."
I honestly still hated her on the reread until probably halfway through the book.
I think I remember that. However, the graphic audio, 10 out of 10. Like, even with the smut scenes, they were a lot. There was a few of them that I went like 175 on the listen speed because I was like, go, go, go.
Too much.
But
that was my one qualm with the audiobook is I listen to my audiobook in my car and when I'm like running and working out. And it took me so much longer to go through Silver Flames than it did the rest of the books because I'd be like jogging on the treadmill and then it would just smut scenes everywhere. Every 5 pages.
The wall.
And I was like, I can't listen to this while I'm sitting in this crowded gym on a treadmill.
When Cassian jizzed his pants? That's the question.
On the assault bike in the gym. And I was like, okay, pause. I'm going to go listen to music because like, I don't want to just skip full scenes, but like, I'm not listening to this right now. I'm not in the headspace. I'm not doing it.
I was vacuuming the rug under my dining room table and I literally just stood up and was like, oh my God.
There were so many of those scenes that I forgot about entirely. And I was like, oh my God, another one? There's so many. In my head, there were like 3.
No, there's so many in that book.
I was like, it's nonstop.
Oh my gosh. I actually don't think that there's like a million though. I think it's like 8.
But
there's the like breakdown of like this book has it on this chapter, whatever. I think there's only like 8, maybe
it's
10.
That there's a section right in the middle
there's
where it's like every chapter.
There's a lot.
I couldn't get through 10 minutes of the book without being like, I have to pause it again. And then we got to the end and I was like, the last third, and I was like, okay, cool, we're good. We're good. I can listen to it. We're getting into the blood right. We're good.
Okay, do you want to read these notes since you apparently did most of them?
You did the first couple.
Oh, did I? When Nesta and Cassian make her training bargain on top of the house of wind, Faye couldn't lies, oaths in Throne of Glass. Didn't we talk about this already?
Yes. That the Fae not being able to lie was because the humans like knew they were bound by the oaths.
Because it was like life bargains.
Yeah.
Because whenever they make like a promise or something like that, they get etched with tattoos. Hence the next one. Cassian's tattoo from the bargain is a giant 8-pointed star. Crescent City.
I was like, that's in Crescent City, right?
Vesperus, like all of those different places where the 8-pointed star is. It's what's on Bryce's chest. And that's obviously the bargain with Nesta.
I love this note.
Oh my God. I forgot I typed that. The giant 8-pointed star, and Nesta checks him the fuck out all caps. I totally forgot about that. She does though.
She does. I mean, multiple times.
That one specifically though, she literally like describes like looking him up and down. I want to know though, because Cassian originated that bargain. Why was it an 8-pointed star when it came technically from him? Like, what decides the shape? Because that shape reappearing this many ways, this many times.
Yeah.
Is there a spot in Throne of Glass where we have some type of 8-pointed star that we have missed?
I was going to say, I wonder if it's just a word mark. Like a specific word mark that has to tie to...
like the life force,
because we've said we think Feyre's tattoos are word marks.
Yeah,
because that reinforces.
Because they describe them all the time as the like whirls and swirls, as the like circles with swirls in the middle of it. I don't know. It feels different because it's not a circle of any flavor.
I don't know that all the word marks are, because some of them, all it said was like, the lines had to be super specific.
Yeah.
Because if you change it, it's different.
Yeah. Like even one line could make it something totally different.
So I wonder if it's just still a word mark, just a different type of bargain.
Maybe. I'm wondering if it's some type of like life force based mark, because of the way that like in Crescent City, the 8-pointed star is what has to be charged by Hunt with the lightning, and it creates the Fey light, whatever power.
Oh, yeah.
And like, it was on the tomb that Vesperus was in.
Right.
And now it's coming from Nesta, who's made by the Cauldron, which is like the forming worldly power,
the life force of Prithian.
Exactly. And so I'm wondering if it is a word mark, if that's going to play into the bigger, once we find out who the real enemy is, how it comes to destroying them.
I can see that. Because their tattoos also don't match, right? For that bargain. Nesta's tattoo isn't the 8-pointed star.
I thought it was.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay.
I think. It's in the very beginning of the book.
I don't care. I'm not gonna
Okay.
look through it.
Fine. This next one was me.
Yes.
And then I think it turns into you. Meryl is obsessed with researching worlds overlapping. 11 or 26 Fae worlds. 11 or 26 worlds. Me questioning, are these only the Fae worlds, only the worlds that they would have history from because they hold the Fae history, is my thoughts. Obviously, the Asteri had logged thousands, is what they find in that creepy dungeon room that has all the worlds with their, like, not viable.
Right.
Had logged many more, but Meryl is researching wars.
Oh, you're right. It is the same tattoo.
Because she has a theory of worlds overlapping even through time, which opens my theory. This is what started the one that I told you last night.
Oh, yeah.
The theory that all three of these books are happening, in the same universe, potentially maybe even overlapping worlds, but that they're all technically at different times. Me thinking that because in, what is it? Wings in Ruin? Or is Starfall in?
Starfall is in Mist and Fury.
So
because it's before they're like.
Yeah. So that's when they see the. Oh wait, no, because Feyre's pregnant. That's in this book.
Well, Starfall happens twice. You're talking about Nesta being at Starfall.
I'm talking about Aelin sees a high Fae man and woman, and the woman is pregnant.
Oh, then it probably is from here.
So in my thoughts, in Crescent City, and now we know in the ACOTAR world, there are many different places that there are physical, what would you call that? Artistic representations of the past.
Right.
So I think somewhere Rhysand learned that there would be a red star shooting across the sky that needed to be slowed down in order to save something
in the world.
Something in the world. Maybe it's that he actually finds out some type of history about like a girl falling through worlds and that whatever.
Right.
But and that's how he kind of knows that that's something that shouldn't be happening, to slow it down. And that Throne of Glass does happen in the past. And Rhysand knows that, handles what he needs to in this portion of the series. But we also know that the harp has the ability to stop time. It has the ability to let people walk through worlds. It has the ability to let people walk through time. And so I like the theory that Aelin is supposed to show back up in this series to pay a life debt. I like that theory. And I kind of wonder if it's one of those things where it's like somewhere between Throne of Glass and ACOTAR, the harp, the mask, whatever the other thing is, are created, the Dread Trove, and that Aelin somehow has that knowledge. I don't know. I think a lot of people think the Crescent City overlap with ACOTAR being the same time period. Like works out because of the way those two come together at the end of the third Crescent City, or the second Crescent City and into the third. And then like I understand why that is the like bigger theory, like the bigger timepiece overlap, but I think it's future because of the technological advancements, because of the like number of species that are overlapping, living in a city relatively peacefully at the same time. You know, like it feels a
can see
lot
that
like the history
being,
that
like, in the future.
yeah, that like our world has actually gone through of like distant mighty kingdoms, countries with kingdoms within it that all are now having to work together, to countries governed by independent forces like that that are broken down into smaller governments. It feels a lot like the way our own history has developed, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's mine. I think that was the last one I had. Oh wait, I did give you a subtweet.
I know you did. My next note was poor Gray Axis gets so much hate. They go down and they make the bargain with him or whatever, and he's like, all I want is a window. And they're like, oh my god, the monster. He helped you fight and win the war. Give the poor thing a window.
Which, in this book, they're just looking for him. I don't remember them giving Bryaxis a lot of shit at any point.
They do. Like, what? I don't remember where in this book that is. Somewhere in the beginning.
I mean, it has to be if you wrote it down.
Talking about, like, they're like, oh my god, the monster, all of that. I was like, all he fucking wanted was a window.
He just wanted to look
He wanted to see the stars.
He didn't even want to
He's been in a pit forever. This is once the stars. Give him a break.
That's hilarious.
This is a very PT note, and this is the one Erin left me a subtweet
God.
about. In one of the training scenes, it says that Nesta's doing her core workout, and it's specifically describing a sit-up, but it's saying she's laying prone, which would mean she's laying face down. So she's not laying prone; she's laying supine. And it's not the first time.
Just read the damn note.
When Nesta's doing her core workout, it says she's prone and having to use her abdominals to sit up while holding a smooth rock overhead. Prone is laying on your stomach, what she described as supine, and this is not the first time.
You are the biggest dweeb I've ever met.
I do not care.
That's the subtweet.
I do not care. Let me see. I relate to Nesta so much more this time around. I understand her more, but her blurting out that Feyre will die in childbirth fucking sucks.
I read this and I remembered when I was reading this how much you hated Nesta the first time. And then you put this, and I don't think we actually talked about you liking Nesta more until like way past this part. Because I was like, yes, coming around to Nesta. Honestly, though, I don't disagree that she handled it poorly, but I think she was handling it better than anyone else.
I mean, I think Feyre deserved to know. I
Exactly.
absolutely think they should have told her. I think everybody else sucked. This is an everybody sucks situation. But the way Nesta said it was also so inappropriate.
When you back a dog into the corner, they're gonna bite.
So inappropriate. Cassian is better with words than any therapist I've ever met, and that's what I was looking for because I found that I'm not gonna read the whole thing because it's like 2 pages.
Oh my gosh.
But it's when they're on the hike and she's like lost it standing at the mountain lake and has cried. And
he hadn't spoken to her for like literally days. They
haven't
spoken
for days.
I think it was like almost a week by the time they had made it there.
She's like talking about how hard everything is. And hold on, let me see. He says, I can tell you more about my mother and how her death nearly destroyed me. I can tell you in detail about what I did afterwards and what it cost me. I can tell you about the decade it took me to work through it. I can tell you, et cetera, et cetera. I can tell you that I still believe I'm a worthless bastard brute, that it doesn't matter how many siphons I have or how many bottles I've won because I failed the 2 people dearest to me when it mattered the most. But I'm not going to tell you all of that. I'm going to tell you that you will get through it, that you will face all of this and get through it, that these tears are good. They mean you care. I'm going to tell you that it's not too late for any of it. And I can't tell you when or how, but it will get better. What you feel, this guilt and pain and self-loathing, you will get through it, but only if you are willing to fight. Only if you are willing to face it and embrace it and walk through it to emerge on the other side. And maybe you will still feel that pain, but there is another side, a better side. And she says, I don't know how to get there. I don't think I'm capable of it. And he says, you are. I've seen it. I've seen what you can do when you are willing to fight for the people you love. So why not apply the same bravery and loyalty to yourself? And don't say you don't deserve it. Everyone deserves happiness. The road there isn't easy. It's long, hard, and often traveled utterly blind, but you keep going because you know the destination will be worthwhile. And when he says that, he specifically nods to the mountains by the lake, which I feel like is a nod to them continuing to fight through the blood right later in the book and having to like continue up the mountain.
Interesting. I do like that. I big fan of that part because I think it's just so important. But the thing that I love about it is that in the Call Her Daddy interview, SJM is talking about how when she was writing this book was like her deepest, darkest like point when she was also in her healing journey, going through therapy and things like that. So snaps to her therapist, because I'm sure a lot of that probably came from.
I was like, that one I definitely didn't catch the first time I read it, but listening to it on the audiobook, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. That whole trek on the graphic audio, because Nesta and Cassian had their own actors.
Oh.
It was so good.
I need to listen to that one.
It's a 10 out of 10. If you love these books at all and you haven't listened to the graphic audio, this one is worth the listen on graphic audio instead of the other books.
Okay, my next note. I may have hated Nesta on the first read through, but now I hate Elaine. She is awful. She's awful to Lucian. She's awful to Nesta. The only people she's not awful to are kind of Feyre and the Wraiths. I don't remember. Caradwyn and Nualan. Is that it?
Nuala, yeah.
Nuala. Like, she's awful to everybody.
I have so many thoughts on Elaine. I don't get her.
I think she's going to end up playing a really big role where she's just been an underlying character because she's done nothing. The entire series, she's done nothing. She is simply pulled along the whole way.
And she's a seer. Like, we have absolutely nothing. We have no knowledge about her gift, because the moment that she realized the random things she was saying were coming true, she stopped saying them.
Yeah.
Which feels weird.
Right, like help out.
But also, like, what if it was because, like, think about it, she still has to be seeing stuff.
Yeah.
And nothing's going wrong though. The moment she stopped saying what she was seeing,
it didn't come into
things stopped happening. That's weird.
I don't know, but I don't like her. Nesta has a compelling story. I think Elaine is just awful. Like, she's so rude to Lucian. And it's like, you could say hello. You could have no intention of ever following through on this mating bond. You could hate him. You could still, like...
What about the theory, though? That it's not Lucian. That would make so much sense.
She still doesn't have to be a jerk. She's just so rude all the time.
But, like, wouldn't you be overwhelmingly confused if it was like some mating bond is supposed to be there? Because when Lucian says that in Highburn, there's like something that clicks for her. Like, there's a moment of like clarity from her looking at him that is gone for the rest of these pieces. And for that to be like not there,
I don't know.
It's like, I think she's had some type of like premonition that Tamlin is actually going to come back and do something wonderful. And she knows it's him. Because Tamlin also has so much power to be able to mask his scent like Rhysand can. They're supposed to be somewhat equal.
Right.
Power-wise.
Yeah. I don't know.
Who knows?
I still just think she's a jerk. Theories aside, she's so rude.
Elaine sucks.
Elaine sucks.
So did Elena, though. So maybe it's just
true. Maybe it's the names. In retrospect, making them qualify for the blood right does feel like it was a mistake. Making them run that obstacle course does indeed feel like it was a mistake. Especially as they were telling them, like, yeah, they're still never going to let you fight with them.
Oh.
But we wanted to prove it to you guys. And it's like, well, it does feel like you set them up for getting kidnapped.
So here's the thing, though. Why did Nesta end up there?
End up where?
In Illyria.
They were having a sleepover.
Why, though? She went there because of a reason.
Because she was,
so
so mad at Cassian.
Oh, right.
She was mad at Cassian, and so she asked Moore to take her.
Do you think
and then Moore grabbed Gwyn? Because, oh, no, that's what it was. Cassian was like, I think Cassian told Moore and Gwyn, like, I think Nesta needs you. She just kicked me out. And so they went there, and they said, because Emery's cousin says, we only intended to take the crippled one. being Emery.
Oh.
Imagine our surprise when we also found the two of you. So they were trying to get payback on Emery trying to become an Illyrian warrior. They weren't intending to get Nesta and Gwyn at the same
I don't
time.
remember that at all. Okay.
But I was like, doing this does feel like it was a bad idea, you guys.
Way to fuck it up, Cassian.
Come on, Azriel, Cassian, you should have thought that one through.
I mean, at least been there. Like, knowing the three of them were in that
Illyria,
place, why were
right before the blood right?
why were they not on watch?
Yes, feels like they could have taken some other precautions. The three of them sharing their traumas did not make me cry the first time, but it certainly did the second time. Their friendship is just very lovely.
All these books make me cry at one point or
made
another.
me cry. Oh, Nesta.
I don't think I read the rest of these.
Nesta at one point towards the end says that I think it's when she thinks she's not gonna, when she thinks Cassian killed himself, when he's under the power of Brialyn, and he like takes the knife towards his heart and lays on the ground and plays dead.
Yes.
And she says she's always loved Cassian from the first time she saw him. And I just wish we would have gotten a hint of that in any of the other books, where like there was a glimmer of like, I hate him, but I also care about him. But it just feels like it was hatred for a very long time. Until Frost and Starlight, at least.
Is this before or after? Oh, wait. She's pissed at Cassian because he goes, we're mates. That's why she goes to Illyria. That's the fight. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Oh, you know why they're not on watch? She made him make a bargain. Remember?
Yeah, but
stay away from me.
Azriel could still have been there on watch.
And that's what he says. That's what he's like, I should have done so many.
Yeah.
Okay.
The complaining about the audiobook I listened to again. The voice that she did for Brialyn was hard to listen to. It was like,
ew, no.
Awful. And for, I don't remember his name, but whatever the guy that lives in the lake. What's his name? The one that's kidnapped.
Nope, that's wrong.
Clotho is the priestess.
It's something similar though. It's something weird.
Whoever it is, we don't care. His voice was also terrible. And it happens like once or twice earlier in the book, but then in that end scene, there's so much of Brialyn talking that I was like, oh, please make it stop. It's like nails on a chalkboard. It's awful. Also, when Nesta thinks Cassian is dead because he's laying on the ground, he pops up and he says, I figured I should lie low. I did that. And I was cracking up. I was like, Cassian just laying there on the ground like, play dead, don't breathe.
The comedic relief that constantly comes, like that's one of the reasons that I love Frost and Starlight so much, is because he pops up with comedic relief at the best fucking moments.
So good. I forgot how intense the scene of Farah giving birth is. I'm distraught, even though I know everything's gonna be fine. And then my next note, just in all caps, says I'm crying.
I think you texted me too.
Not specifically sure what that was about. Somewhere in that scene. It may have been when Nyx came out and was like blue and not breathing that I was like, I'm sobbing. My last two are actually significant notes and not just gut reactions. When the voice in her head says, live, Nesta, it felt very similar to the 13 or to Astrid saying, live, Manon, live.
And what does Aelin say in her casket?
So that was the thing I couldn't remember if there was a connection in Throne of Glass.
It's when, I'm pretty positive it's when she's being tortured by whatever, Karen. And it's one of the things that she says to herself in the,
is it?
I'm 99% sure.
But I was connecting both of those and I said, because they're in all caps, both witches. And then I said, does anybody say something similar in Crescent City? And then my last note is if everything Nesta touches becomes made, are Feyre, Rhys, and Nyx now also made? Because she changed Feyre's body and Nyx's, because he went from being a preemie to a full-sized baby. And then because Rhys was almost dead because Feyre was dying, or I think actually died, and their bargain, are they now made?
Interesting. I wonder. I mean, she was also losing the cauldron's power at that point.
True, but she used the power on them. Because that was like the bargain with the voice. Was
she's
like,
pleading. So she's pleading for the cauldron to fix the situation, saying, I'll give back what I took. She negotiates the bargain, but I think that power actually came from the cauldron, not her.
I think all of her power comes from the cauldron.
No.
Like,
I'm talking about the way Feyre and Nyx and Rhysand were saved. She's begging the cauldron to do it because she says she can't, or like she can't do it.
I disagree, and I still think that they're going to be considered made.
Well, I think they
that's
are
gonna be significant.
I agree with that, but I think it's because the cauldron intervenes.
Fair. Either way.
Yeah,
I think they're going to end up being made.
Interesting. I will be interested to see what type of situation like Nyx comes to play in these books. And also when we are at the beginning in Highburn, when Elaine and Nesta are made, we know that the end of Silver Flames is at least a year after.
Right.
But we also know that the spot that hits in Crescent City, where the overlap happens, they have been in the Prithian world as made individuals
For a couple of years.
So 2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested to see if the story is going to play in between there, or if it's going to pick up where that ended.
Because we talked about this, like, Nesta in Crescent City feels like she's taken on like a general role. Like, she has so much military power that like she's the one that's trusted to like go with Azriel to lead through those tunnels with Bryce in Crescent City. Like, she's the one trusted to deal with Bryce. So she has moved up significantly from Rhys not trusting her at all. And like, obviously he trusts her more and he cares about her more because she saved Feyre and all of their life. But I think that like she continues to prove herself and ends up like serving a very important role.
Somewhere in the military or somewhere in their circle?
I think in their circle, but I think related to the military.
Yeah.
Like, I think the Valkyries are going to become a thing.
Oh.
And her and Cassian lead the Illyrian warriors and the Valkyrie.
I would commit heinous crimes for the novella to be about the Valkyrie.
I would love that.
A 300-page novel to fill that time in between and it to be focused around that. And Emery and Gwen get to be in it and the whole thing. Oh.
I just eventually want a crossover of Bryce, Aelin, and...
I have a feeling that's the next series.
And I want it to be Nesta that's with them. I've seen people that say they want it to be Feyre. I think I want it to be Nesta. I think Nesta fits with the two of them better.
I think it's all 3 sisters. I think it's going to end up being all 3 sisters, because the thing is like everybody has another person that their power plays off of. Aelin has Rowan. Feyre, Elaine, and Nesta are all kind of like their own entity. Bryce has to have Hunt.
Right.
And so I think it's like a big conglomerate that eventually like links somewhere for that to play out. But I'm growing more and more in the thought process that the 4th series is going to, we're building the rest of the like knowledge in the next 3 books here at the last Crescent City. And then all of that is going to come together to play out the final series.
Ooh.
That's what I want to happen.
I like that. That would
Fingers
be fun.
crossed.
That would be fun.
I agree. I love ACOTAR. I loved it more the second time. I will say, because we both went from ACOTAR to Throne of Glass and we went, fuck that shit.
ACOTAR was worse. And then I reread it and I was like, so it's still worse. Like, I still enjoy Throne of Glass so much more than ACOTAR, but I enjoyed ACOTAR significantly more than I expected it to on the second go through, because I thought it was fun.
Yes.
Like, this, even though the stakes are very high with the war, the stakes feel lower than they do in Throne of Glass. And I don't know if it's just because Throne of Glass is so much longer, like it's a bigger world, there's more like things built up.
Yeah.
But this one feels more like, I don't want to say surface level because that sounds bad, but there's fewer key players.
There's
And the
so
conflict
many
feels-
key players.
But not compared to Throne of Glass. I feel like Throne of Glass has significantly more like moving pieces and things going on.
Which could change though. I mean,
Oh,
think
it
about it.
could.
Because we have the final series of Throne of Glass. We're at the end.
Right.
But we haven't heard anything about
I'm saying where we are right now, though.
That's fair. I think if a lot of things come into play from the continent, the fairy realms, the human realms, if like maybe we find out more about whatever was in the south that their dad lost the merchant ships to, and like what is actually down there.
Oh, for sure. I think there's potential.
Yeah.
But right now.
So where would we be? At the end of this book, book 5, we would be at Empire of Storms
Yes.
for Throne of Glass. Is
Yes.
that right?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yes.
Yeah, because at that
But if we're
point,
not counting Assassin's Blade, yeah.
because that point we have Wendlin. At that point we have Skulls Bay. We have some knowledge of the southern continent, and then we have the much larger continent of Aurelia. Or is
Yeah.
that the world? Is it Aurelia is the world?
I think that's the world.
Well, whatever continent that Terrasen and Rifthold and all of those are on then. Yeah, I agree. I could see it.
But still 5 stars.
5 out of 5.
Still enjoyed ACOTAR.
Absolutely. I need to read Throne of Glass again because I need something to hurt me.
We'll cover that on the pod.
Oh shit. When
deep
are we
dive
gonna read Throne of Glass?
After ACOTAR 7 comes out is my vote.
Next spring.
So in the spring.
Okay.
Because that one, 7 comes out in January, doesn't it?
Like earlier, I think, too.
So yeah, maybe like early next year
Interesting.
we'll redo Throne of Glass. A year after I read it the first time. Because I read it the first time I got them for Christmas last year.
It has not been a year since I read Throne of Glass the first time, and I have finished the series 3 times.
I have read the whole series once, and then I've listened to the first audiobook all the way through. And I've convinced my husband to listen to the audiobooks. So he is on Throne of Glass, the first book.
I think my husband would enjoy Throne of Glass so much more than ACOTAR when he read like the first 2.
Oh, yeah. Patrick enjoys it so far. We'll probably bring him on the pod at some point when we do that. 'Cause
I
think
cannot
it would be
wait.
so funny. Guys, just hold on for the names he gives people. Because right now, Selena is Sardona.
We'll translate.
Kale is Veggie Boy. Nehemia is from Zimbabwe, not Yulwe.
That tracks.
What was the other one?
You
Oh.
texted me one the other day, and I was like, "Who the fuck are you talking about?"
He also said, "Oh, I can remember the prince's name because it's like JD from Scrubs, whose name is John Dorian, and so when he messes up, they say they pulled a Dorian, so that's his name." And I was like, "Oh my god, you could also just remember his name."
Oh my god, that's so funny.
So be on the lookout for that in the future.
Absolutely. Follow us on TikTok. We have Instagram. Get on YouTube. We have Spotify. Follow us everywhere.
Please listen to us.
In our 30s pod. In our 30s 30s pod. Love us. Godspeed.
God bless.
Goddess is blessed. Bye.
Bye.